Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with ElectraSoul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just that spiritual bitch putting everybody on. What I intend to do is to teach people that God and Jesus and the universe coexist as one. Now today in this video, guys, I'm going to be talking about the more logical based things behind the law of assumption, even though we don't go by logic here because bitch, y'all already know what it is. Lately, I have been receiving a few questions that I honestly used to ask myself when I first began to use the law of assumption, and one specific question stood out to me and I felt like I might as well make a video on this because again, I used to wonder about these sorts of things. And that question is, how is this all possible? How are we able to manifest anything that we want simply because we want to do it? I remember at one point I actually asked spirit myself to figure out how it is possible to be able to manifest everything that we want, because y'all already know that we are limitless as fuck. We can manifest anything that we want simply because we want to, and that's the beautiful thing about it. We are as free as a bird to do anything that we wish to do simply because we wish to do it. So I remember when I asked spirit this question, spirit basically said that this life is our own and all we have to do is take advantage of it, which I completely agree with. That's exactly how it is. So what spirit ended up telling me was, I am the creator, as are you. You have the control to take and shift anything in your life to match whatever reality you desire. You have been gifted a canvas in which you are able to paint freely on. Take advantage of this power. If you're born into this life, if you're here right now, as the person that you are right now, you are destined to do anything that you want with your life. And the only person who can hold you back from getting what you want is you. So don't be the reason that you don't get what you want simply because you're afraid, because you need a logical explanation, because I don't know if it's really gonna happen. Like, bitch, don't worry about that shit. Well then anyway, before I really get into this, let's get started with the video so that we can get to talking. Okay, so now that we're in, let's start talking about how this is justified and how this is all possible and everything like that. Because guys, truthfully speaking, you just need to open your minds up. Like, that really is all there is to it. You cannot go into the law of assumption thinking from a super logical point of view of,
oh my god, I don't know if this can really happen because logically speaking, this is not something that is supposed to happen. But how can repeating a few words to myself every day make something that big happen for me?
you feel me? Like, you cannot go into the law of assumption thinking this way, because the more that you're trying to pinpoint every single fucking reason as to how you're getting everything that you want, how can you really open up the possibility of all of that stuff happening for you? That's all it really is to it. You opening your mind up to the point where you're able to say, hell yeah, I can get everything that I want simply because I want it. That's how open-minded you are supposed to be at all times. Within the law of assumption, the only way that you can't get what you want is if you put a stop to it. And the way that you put a stop to it is by thinking about the desires that you want as something that is completely unattainable. It's not possible, cannot happen, not real, all that shit, right? So the second that you decide for yourself that you cannot get anything that you want because it's not logically possible, you've literally shut all the doors in that moment that were open to let you know, hell yeah, you can get all this stuff if you really want it. So that's why I'm saying it's very important that you're opening your mind here and not thinking so logically based about everything, because not everything has to be logic based. Like, even though we were born and raised on limiting beliefs and all this shit, and you already know, like, our parents and all this grandparent stuff talking about college this, job that, you gotta be married this, like all that shit that you don't really want to be dealing with. That's where all that stuff comes from. But that's why we're here to break the generational curse, bitch, because we're not trying to live the rest of our lives thinking about all the logical ways as to how this can happen and how it can't. You feel me? Like, working hard as fuck, 80 hours a week. Yeah, that shit used to be the norm. That's why in this day and age, we're not dealing with anything less than best, bitch. Now, talking about how nothing here is logic based, technically speaking, when it comes to the law of assumption, you have to remember that this entire world is something that can be shifted, changed, molded around to be exactly the way that you want it to be. That's the best part about it. Like I said earlier, if you want something done, you can have something done, but you gotta know for yourself that this is something that can really happen. Even if you don't initially believe that, the repetition of saying what it is that you want, I got everything that I want, I got everything that I want, I got everything that I want, is going to mold your 3D reality to be the reality that you want it to be, okay? There are multiple different dimensions. We are simply in the third dimension where everything around us is physical, okay? Everything here is something that you can physically see, is right in front of you, right? Okay, so upon seeing everything in front of you, physically speaking, you know that all these things are real, technically in your reality, right? Because you see them, they're physically there. Now, y'all have to remember that there's also a fourth dimension, there's also a fifth one, a sixth one, seventh one. There's multiple dimensions out there that all have a bunch of different realities that you haven't even seen yet. Do you understand what I'm saying here? You would have to be extremely closed-minded to believe that this dimension and this world and this reality is the only dimension, world, and reality that there possibly is. Absolutely not. There are multiple dimensions, there are multiple realities, multiple worlds, and parallel dimensions, all that stuff in which you exist in, where there's a multitude of different possibilities that are occurring in this very second. So in another universe right now, I'm probably an evil ass bitch trying to cause havoc in the lives of many, you feel me? But in this reality, I'm helping out people as much as I can. I'm doing what I can to make the world a better place and shit like that. But you see what I'm saying? You cannot close off your mind to say, this is the only reality that there is, and I'm gonna just sit with that because that's what I see in front of me. Absolutely not. Open your mind up a little bit. Think about the fact that within the 4D, something that I talk about a lot because it's very true, there is a whole entire reality here in which you already have everything that you want simply because you said that you want it. Now, that's not to say that this reality is only that. Oh, everything that I want, it's already there. It absolutely is, number one. But I will say, number two, that whatever you think about will be manifested in the 4D, immediately speaking, right? So with that being said, if I sit here and I say, I really want someone to bring me home a chocolate frap today, right? Okay, so I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna say to myself, I have a chocolate frap, I have a chocolate frap, someone gave me a chocolate frap today, people love to give me chocolate fraps, whatever the fuck, right? Okay, immediately, because I keep affirming and persisting saying, I have a chocolate frap, I don't even know if that's a real drink, but it sounds good. In the 4D, that chocolate frap is already being made for me. It's already done. Someone's already planning on bringing it home to me. Someone randomly got the idea to bring me home a chocolate frap, and bitch, they're right because I said so. But you see, it's already manifested in the 4D, which is why that repetition of saying, I have the chocolate frap, I have the chocolate frap, I have the chocolate frap is so important, because that's what makes it possible. The 4D is making it happen. It's going to be shifted into my 3D reality, the physical reality, thus it coming into my reality, so then I will end up with the chocolate frap that someone got me, okay? Now, if I sit there and I say to myself, I have a chocolate frap, I have a chocolate frap, and then out of nowhere I decide to say, I don't really think anyone's gonna bring me home a chocolate frap. Why would anyone do that for me? Boom, bitch. In the 4D, that person that was gonna get me the chocolate frap is saying, she'll be fine, I'll give it to her another day. Or maybe she can buy her own frap. You feel me? Like, bitch, it's already being manifested, so why would I feed the poison that is literally killing my manifestation and desire? Why would I do that? By thinking of opposing thoughts, by fighting it off, right? Now, I got the chocolate frap because I kept saying that I had it, so that's why the 4D pushed into my 3D reality. But y'all see what I'm saying here? Nothing in this world is set in stone solid unless you allow it to be. There are multiple dimensions out there that are telling you, hey boo, you can have it all if you really want to, but you gotta keep affirming and persisting until you get what you want. No checking the 3D, no reacting to the 3D, no thoughts that oppose your desires, and boom, you will get what you want simply because you keep affirming and persisting within the notion that you do have that chocolate frap. And you're completely right, that's how this works. And so with that being said, this goes to show you that nothing in this world is set in stone solid, done deal, whatever, unless you allow it to be. I cannot express how many times in my life that I have changed a circumstance and made things so much better in the course of a fucking day simply because I decided to positively affirm for what it is that I wanted. Can y'all believe that? Like, I really changed my life simply by thinking in this way, by affirming in the way that I always affirm, by not giving up on myself or checking the 3D, reacting to it, simply staying firm within the reality that I want. And that's what makes this all possible for me. And that right there is more than enough of an explanation to show you that nothing in this world is set in stone unless you allow it to be. So then if you don't want things to be set in stone the way that you don't want them to be, do not allow them to be that way. This entire thing is a choice to make. If you choose to live your life that way, that's your choice. But you don't want to live your life that way. So that's why I say you have to keep your mind open, because if you close off your mind to all the possibilities that are out there, how do you expect to get what you want? There are people out there that started from ground zero and suddenly have multi-millions and they can do all this shit and all this stuff because they knew that they were going to be able to do that. Do you think that they kept shitting on themselves throughout their journey? Maybe they didn't even use the law of assumption, because a lot of people don't even truly know about the law of assumption yet, but just that belief in themselves to say, I am gonna be rich, I am meant to be rich, I am destined to be rich, and so I will be rich. That's more than enough to get you through. Even if you're the brokest bitch in the world, whatever, you affirming I'm not rich bitch is going to make you into that rich bitch that you keep saying that you are, because you're not giving up on yourself and feeding the circumstances around you. If you're someone who's trying to manifest more money, you cannot look around and say, damn, I got no money, I can't pay for a single thing. You feel me? Like, you can't say these things to yourself, because it's only going to continue to grow negatively in that direction, downhill. You don't want that to happen for yourself. The real thing that you have to do here is to ignore any kind of circumstance that is trying to feed you anything other than the truth. The truth being, you can get everything that you want. The lies being, you cannot get everything that you want. If anyone ever comes up to you and says, you can't do this, bitch, it's not possible. Look at you, you have no money, you're super young, and you have no experience in this. How would you know that you're gonna be able to do this? If you say to yourself in that very moment, bitch, I don't care what you gotta say, I'm still gonna do it because I said so, you are still going to do it because you said so, and that's it. Because you said so, and that's it. And so with that being said, it could be a college professor, it could be your boss, whatever, but you saying to yourself that you are going to do it despite what they're telling you, if you don't believe what they're saying and you believe what you're saying instead, there is no way that you cannot win. There is literally no way that you cannot win. There's no way. You will get what you want, you will turn out victorious, and you will end up as successful as you want to be, because you're going to surpass all of the limits that are telling you that you can't have what you want. All of them. Because there are no fucking limits unless you allow there to be any. That's why in that moment you have to say to yourself, nah, I'm gonna do this, I don't care what anyone anyone has to say about it. Nah, this is possible because I say that it is. Nah, there's a loophole because I say that there is. And you're completely right. There will be a loophole for you because you're saying that there is one. Maybe that college professor would tell you you can't major in this, and you'll say, watch me, the fuck? You end up passing all of your tests. You end up doing exactly what you have to do. People give you extra help because they feel like they want to help you. Maybe a professor gives you A's all semester because they really fuck with you, like whatever it is. But you are going to end up majoring in that subject because you said that you want to, and that's it. And so you will make sure that you won't fail by going on strong with striving towards your goal, because you know that no one can stop you unless you allow space for someone to stop you. This is why it's so important that you all remember that this world is constantly on shift. It's always going. It's always going. It's never stopping. It's never set in stone. It just never is what it is unless you say that it is. That's why even when you get psychic readings, if a psychic tells you you're not gonna meet your boo for another year, bitch, decide that yes you will. You don't have to take what they're saying and run with it because this psychic told you that it's not gonna be another year until you meet the love of your life. Really? Absolutely not. If I want what I want, I'm going to get it right now because I said so and that's it. Y'all don't think that I've ever busted down psychic readings that I've gotten before? The fuck? Yes, I have. Because if I didn't want something to happen for me, I was not going to allow it to happen for me because I don't want that to happen to me. Do y'all understand? It is a choice to make. If you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be like, well, I guess it's gonna be another year. Okay, well then enjoy your year being single. Like, do you want to be single? No. So then affirm and persist within the notion that you will get that SP right now because you want them right now. And you will see that as you do this, you will literally get the SP that you want because you keep saying it to yourself. They will be manifested earlier than a year because you keep saying that you want them right now. That's the whole point of this thing. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing has to be logical, and nothing has to have a cause and effect to anything unless you want it to. Unless you want it to. So if you don't want it to, don't allow it to. Opportunities are everywhere. If you are someone who believes that tonight you will have no place to live or no place to sleep, whatever, if you say to yourself, I have a place to sleep, I have a place to sleep, I have a place to stay for the night, somebody is going to offer you a place to stay for the night because this world is destined to work out in your favor. That's more than enough of proof to show you that the law works because this world is destined to work out for you. I'm a very big firm believer in this. I'm a huge believer in this. I'm a believer that if you are the main character within your reality, you are destined to get everything that you want plus more because you said so. This world is destined to work out in your favor because you are you. Simply because you are you. You are the most special person within your own reality and you will always be that person because you are destined to be that person. Now, if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna continue to complain and talk about how nothing ever works out for you, life is unfair, people treat me badly, all that shit, life is going to treat you badly, people are gonna treat you bad, life is gonna be unfair, all that stuff because you keep saying it to yourself. And that's why you have to hack the system, not even hacking, bitch, because this is the norm, but you gotta hack the system to say everything works out in my favor and so it will, because you're absolutely right. No matter what it is that's in front of you, because you know yourself that you are the main character and you're the person who's living in your reality as the person that you are today, that there's no way that you cannot win, because the main character is always supposed to win. The person who is born into this reality, you right now, is supposed to have everything that you want secured, set in stone, backed up for you. You can never go throughout life not having everything that you need unless you decide that for yourself by saying that it's not gonna happen for you. That right there is you making the choice to say that things will not work out in your favor because you're saying that they're not, and that's it. It's literally your choice. Do not allow for the universe to treat you in this way because you know that you don't want to be treated in this way. You don't want to be treated in this way. I will never go throughout life saying to myself, but what are the chances of that actually working? Is it really possible that I can have everything that I want? Bitch, absolutely. I'm the main character in my reality, aren't I? Aren't I? If I know that I am and I'm destined to win in the reality that I'm supposed to be living in right now, right here, then why wouldn't everything work out in the way that I want them to? Why wouldn't they all work out in the way that I want them to? Simply because I said so and that's it. Simply because I said so and that's it. It is up to you to decide in that moment that things will work out for you simply because you say that they will. Simply because you say that they will. If you want them to work out for you, allow them to work out for you because that's what you want. It is a choice to make. You cannot sit here and question every fucking thing in this world. How this? Why that? Blah, blah. You don't question why the sky is blue, do you? You just know that the sky is blue because you keep saying that it is. I honestly 110% believe that if the entire world as a collective said that the sky is green, the sky would somehow fucking turn green. I 110% believe that. Nothing in this world is set in stone unless you allow it to be. Everything shifts, everything's always in motion, and that's how you're able to choose different realities and possibilities within your life, because it is very easy that you can choose that your life goes downhill or that it goes uphill, but either which way, these are two possibilities that you can very well experience if you choose to experience them. That's why when people miss out on choosing the love of their life and instead settle for someone less, at the end of their life they say, I wish I would have chosen my life with that person. I wonder how my life would have been with that person. That right there would have been an entirely different reality that definitely definitely would have been possible for you to experience, and in fact, you probably are experiencing living with the love of your life in a different reality. Simply because there are multitudes of realities, it is very hard to believe that there's only one, in which I definitely do not believe that, because obviously if I use the law of assumption, I know that I'm taking advantage of these other universes and realities to say that everything that I want is already here. So me and all these other realities have to have everything that I want because I decide that for myself. Yeah, maybe there's a reality out there where I'm extremely unhappy, but who the fuck cares? I don't care because I don't claim that version. I don't want to experience being that version, so I choose not to be. And so with that being said, I choose right now that me and all of my realities are extremely happy, have everything that they want, and are as successful as they want to be simply because they want it that way. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Life is a lot easier when you think from this perspective. It is so much easier. You feel so much more free. You know that everything is possible because you say so, and you remain open-minded because you know that there's no way that this is the only reality there is, because there absolutely isn't. This is not the only reality, and you'll have to remember that for yourselves because it is the truth. Always keep this in mind to take advantage of your fucking life, to get everything that you want plus more. And that's why the next time you affirm and persist, I don't want to hear no excuses about I can't do this, not logically bitch, don't care about the house. Never ever question it because it's all meant for you because you said that it is, and that's fucking it. That's it. Alright y'all, that's basically it for my video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I intend that this video helped you to the best of its ability, and I know that it did because guys, listen up. If you are somebody who's gonna sit here and say, this is the only way that things can actually happen is if you logically look, bitch, shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear that. No one cares. If you're gonna sit here and say these things to yourself, you might as well click off the video. I mean, you made it to the end, but you might as well click off now because it is extremely close-minded to be saying these things. Like, how can you say something like that in a world full of millions of possibilities, bro? Like, there are millions of possibilities. How can you sit here and say that it's not possible, that it's not real, it's not gonna happen, all this stuff? How can you be so sure that shit will not work out in your favor? You know your place in this earth. You know that you're that bitch. You know that you're the baddest bitch. You know that you are. So then how can you sit here and say to yourself, I don't really know? Doesn't matter if you don't know. You don't have to know. You just have to know that the only thing that you have to do is affirm and persist within knowing that you will get what you want simply because you want it, and that's it. You are the person who's most in charge within your reality. You're the person who can have it all simply because you want it, and that's it. If you know that people in this world have the impossible and that, oh, this person's so lucky because they have it all, then you know that everything that you want is possible to have. Because if all these other people around you have what they want, what makes you think that in your reality it's not logically possible to get what you want because you're so close-minded to believe that you're the one who's excluded? Why the fuck would you be excluded? Like, do you think that you're that special? Of course you are, but you know what I mean. Why would you put yourself down to that level to say that things would never work out your way because they're not logically possible? Stop putting yourself into a box to say that things cannot happen because you don't know. Does not matter if you don't fucking know. I don't know a lot of shit, but I still get it. Do you really think I give a fuck? Absolutely not. When I get what I want, I don't say to myself, but what made the shift in that person's mind? Absolutely not. I don't care how it happened. The shift happened because I came into their mind because I said that I would. Because I came up into their mind to say, bring me that chocolate frap. And they said, I'm gonna bring that bitch that chocolate frap. And they did. And I got it. Because I said that I would, and that's it. I'm not gonna sit here and question every single thing in my life because this world is too big to be questioning. There's too many dimensions. There's too many realities. There's too many things that shift and change all the damn time. So how can I sit here and say that one possibility is the only possibility that there is? How can I say that to myself? I would be lying. I would literally be psyching myself out into believing that there's only one way that things can happen. Do I really want things to just be that one way? Absolutely not. If I want them to be that one way in a very good way, okay, I'm gonna claim that, and now that's part of my reality. But if I don't want something shitty to happen to me, I'm not going to claim it and to say that this is what's gonna happen because no other reality is possible. I don't care if you're trying to lose 60 pounds in a fucking month. Affirm that you lose 60 pounds in a month, naturally speaking, that no one questions how you lost so much weight in a month. Because logically speaking, people would think you're ill as fuck if you lose 60 pounds in a month, but bitch, it is all possible. You can still lose 60 pounds in a month without having a soul questioning how you're doing it, and that the only thing that they're gonna say to you is, damn, you look so good. That reality is possible because you say that it is, and that's it. To say that it's not possible is cursing yourself into not having the things that you want and psyching yourself out of manifesting all of the beautiful things that you can possibly have simply because you want them, and that's it. You cannot sit here and say it to yourself. You are so much bigger than you know. You are beyond anything in this world telling you that it's not possible, that you need logic involved, that you need an explanation. How are you gonna do it? Does not fucking matter. I am going to do it right now because I said that I am, and that's it. That's the the only thing that you need to know for yourself. That is the only thing that you need to know for yourself. So stop questioning the process. Know that everything works out in your favor because you wanted to, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Because you said so. And that's it. Sit with it. Know it for yourself. These are the hardcore facts. These are the hardcore facts, and that's it. Because you said so, and that's it. Alright, y'all. I will see y'all this Thursday for another video. Thank y'all so much again for watching. God bless y'all. Please take care, everybody. And get out of your little closed-minded space, bitch. The fuck? The only explanation that you need is because I said so. If somebody asks you how, because I said so. How did you do it? Because I said so. Why did you do it? Because I wanted to. Because it was possible for me. Because I said so, and that's it. That is the only logical explanation that you need in order to get everything that you want. Is that you're the main character, and so you will always get everything that you want simply because you want it, and that's it. Nothing and no one in this world can take you down a notch unless you allow them to. So remember your place in this world as the main character and get everything that you want plus more simply because you want it, and that's it. Bye. Alright, y'all, let's not be so closed-minded because you know it's not gonna help you out in any way, shape, or form. If you want what you want, you're gonna get it because you want it. But you gotta know that it's possible. Of course it is, why wouldn't it be? If you want everything in this world to be the way that you want it to be, everything is gonna work out in your favor because you want it to be that way. Nothing in this world has to fail you unless you allow it to. Nothing in this world needs an explanation unless you want there to be one. And nothing has to not make sense unless you don't want it to make sense, bitch. Listen to me. If you are someone who's born into this reality as the person that you are destined to have everything that you want plus more. So there's no reason as to why you should be questioning it so hard. The only logical explanation that you need is that you are the main character, and so you will always get everything that you want because in all of your realities, you're extremely happy, successful, in love, and rich because you said so, and that's fucking it. Because you said so, and that's it. Don't want to hear anything else about it because that's the only explanation that you need. That's the only one. Sit with it, my love. You got this in the bag because you said so, and that's it.